Okay, so on this left window, I've got the Health Tracker app running on my laptop, and on the right window, I'm SSH'd into my phone, so I'm running Termux on Android, so I'm SSH'd in there, and I'm also running the Health Tracker app there. Okay, so on the left window, I'm going to go into the menu for water, so I'm going to hit 7, and I'm going to we have a menu item here for drink water, so I'm going to do 1. Now on this table here, you can see that the most recent entry is there, and you see the target percentage over the last 24 hours is 77%. That means I'm at 77% of the target for drinking water for the last 24 hours. So I'm going to do 1 to drink water, and when it updates, let's see, we'll see there now it's at 87%. So we updated on the left hand side. Now on the right, I'm going to go into the water menu, and we can see there that it did a git pull and regenerated the database, and so we can see now we see that entry there too. So now over here I'm going to do also, let's say, drink water on the phone, and we'll see now we're at 96% there. Okay, on the left window, you can see now it's updated to 96%, so we've seen that entry that we added on the phone. I paused the video so you didn't have to wait, but basically it only will do, it'll check for new data every minute, so I didn't want you to wait for that. Okay, so this is a SQLite database, and in this case, it's actually called SQLite blood pressure because I used to only track that. Now I track a bunch of other things, so I should probably rename that to something else. But anyways, so that's the SQLite database. However, that is not what's being checked into Git. This is a dump of the database into a SQL file, so basically just a text file, and that is what's getting committed into Git. So I don't track the database in Git because it's a binary file. Every time there's a change, essentially, it's adding a lot of data into the Git repository. Like every time you commit it, it's essentially the entire size of the file, more or less. Whereas since we're only tracking the SQL file, it's a normal text file, so it's much more efficient when we're tracking that inside Git. I've so people definitely do not recommend tracking binary SQLite databases in Git, but even the way I'm doing it, a lot of people don't recommend. They say, it's just kind of weird. You're essentially every time I'm syncing to Git, I'm dumping the database to SQL, then committing that file, and then pushing it. So it's not the fastest in the world, but it works. You might have seen in the app there were some delays when it was like pulling or pushing. Right now I'm doing everything synchronously just for kind of debugging purposes and just to rule out any weird situations with synchronization. But I could see some of that being done asynchronously, just to make the UI a little faster. And so here's that SQL file where everything is serialized to. In case you've never looked at one of these, it's basically just, like I said, the entire database dumped to a file, including all the commands you need to recreate the tables. So, and that dump command is part of SQLite. So this is nothing custom. This is just baked into SQLite. And if you scroll through here, you can see, all the entries are added through inserts. And there's some views created at the end there.